Okay, so here we are after the first set of coats. This is about 5 light coats separated just a couple of minutes apart from one another. In the interest of avoiding runs, and I already have some because I was a little bit careless, I'm going to stop here for the day and let this dry and then recoat it after maybe 24 or 48 hours, something like that. I have some runs. I don't know if the video will show them, but it was purely being careless. This stuff was coming out of the can light enough that there's not really much excuse for that. So you can see I still don't have full coverage, and also where some of the damage was, I should have filled. You can see right there where part of the half moon was, it ground into the plastic. I knew that going in, and again, if I was trying to make this perfect, I would have filled that with body filler or filler primer or something like that to make it even. That will still be a blemish, you'll see, but in the interest of time, I'm just not going to bother fixing that. I really want it just to look decent for photos and look decent for the SCCA, and from a distance not look like a damaged car. So pretty good progress so far. I think the color match is good once again. One thing I'm noticing here as it as it dries, it's still real tacky, is that the texture looks matte almost. It's like it's like it's sprayed on. That actually doesn't worry me. I learned with the Rust-Oleum experiment that what you want to do is let a paint like this harden fully, which means weeks or months after, and then I think I can buff that into being shiny. And the Rust-Oleum theoretically dries with a gloss. It's a little bit more like what you see here with a clear coat. But what I learned was that when I tried to buff it into more of a shine, 24 or 48 hours after the last coat, you just couldn't get there. It was really frustrating. And then if you look back on my blog, at the end of this season, I buffed it to get out rubber spots, the little rubber bits that, I don't know if I can see it in the video, these tires. And I've cleaned a lot of them off, but you can see right there. The tires on tracks spit up a lot of rubber when you're racing, and they leave those. So I was buffing it to get rid of those, and I was happily surprised to find that once the paint had hardened after a season of racing, it glossed up beautifully. So this kind of dull matte finish doesn't worry me in the least. I think I can buff that out. So I'm gonna let this dry 24, 48 hours, and then I'll recoat. I may wet sand after these lightly, partly to get rid of the runs, which I don't think you can see in the picture. I might be when I get this on the computer, I'll see them too, but there's a little bit of a run right there where I was the nozzle just got, there's a drip right there. The nozzle just got too close, totally my fault. The funny thing about that though is, let's say I wet sand this, it's still chicken feed compared to how bad the runs were using Rust-Oleum. So I know that's something that I can fix as I continue this experiment. So I'm thinking 24, 48 hours, light wet sand, clean it off. Another 4 or 5 light coats like this, I ought to probably cover up all of kind of where that damage was right there. And maybe I should have, now I'm looking at it, maybe I should have cleaned off where that black was, because that might actually print through. I wonder if that was a mistake. Well, we'll see. That's why it's an experiment. So the next video will be coming up in a couple of days.